There's a story this morning about Diane Abbott, and her remarks reflect a complex situation involving both internal Labour politics and the broader attitudes of our society towards racism and misogyny, and Frank Hester's shocking and vile comments towards Diane Abbott, which not only underscore the persistent racism black women in politics face, but also it raises questions about the level of support Diane Abbott received from her party leadership. This is a story that really should be about the money given by Hester to the Conservatives after his scandalous comments about Diane Abbott. Instead, it's about Keir Starmer's pusillanimity, his cowardice, his retreat behind the ranks when the story originally broke. And I remember very clearly, Diane Abbott standing in the House of Commons in order to speak, and the Speaker of the House of Commons ignoring the very person that the debate was about. And still she wasn't readmitted into the Labour Party. Abbott's feelings of isolation and fear are valid, especially considering the tragic murders of MPs Joe Cox and David Amos, highlighting the serious rhetoric, how serious rhetoric, how that rhetoric of violence can be, how appalling language can lead to appalling behaviour. And Abbott expected greater personal and professional support from Keir Starmer and the Labour leadership. I think she was entitled to that, given the gravity of the threats implied in Hester's comments. And the interview she's given suggests she felt abandoned, treated as a non-person, which taps into the wider narrative of her falling out with Starmer's vision for Labour. Her suspension over alleged anti-Semitic comments in 2023 seemed, in her view, a part of a broader purge of left-wing figures in the Labour Party, a clear-out that has been a hallmark of Starmer's leadership as he seeks to move the party towards the political centre. Abbott, as a long-time left-wing MP and former ally and partner of Jeremy Corbyn, became a focal point in this internal struggle, and she believes her suspension was drawn out intentionally to weaken her position, possibly even as a prelude to blocking her from standing in the last general election. And Starmer's handling of the situation has raised eyebrows. On the one hand, his team claims they reached out to Abbott and condemned Hester's comments. On the other, Abbott maintained she had no direct personal contact with Starmer, and she was offered what she felt was a humiliating deal to step down. The interplay of political strategy, personal safety, loyalty to the party here is striking, and Abbott's story has broader implications for how political leaders handle intra-party dissent and support MPs facing serious and public abuse. And this episode speaks out not only to internal party tensions, but also to the intersection of race and politics in the UK. And it exposes how figures like Abbott, who have paved the way for others, still face enormous challenges in a system that often isolates and undermines them at critical moments. I'm afraid Keir Starmer comes out really badly from the story, and Diane Abbott comes out very well. As for the Conservative Party and Hester, it seems to be forgotten what the issue is. Hester made appalling comments, and then even after that, the Conservative Party took his money.